What's up, Carnival Spirits? This is your boy Beastmaster, and I am filling in for Scotty Two Balls in another episode, or let's call it Season 2 of In the Tunnels. Right now, we've got one of our own here on Carnival Spirits, the one and only CALIGREEN2FRESH, with us today. So we are going to interview CALIGREEN2FRESH in the tunnels. Let's get right into it. How the fuck you doing, Cali Green?
Hell fucking yeah, whoop whoop, Beastmaster. Fucking doing good, just chilling. Drinking some Dr. Pepper, don't have no Faygo right now.
Dude, like, it's been a minute since we've seen you on the channel, but, you know, you have been on this channel. We know who you are, but for the newer subscribers, plenty of videos to watch of CALIGREEN2FRESH. You're that motherfucker, so why don't you give us a little introduction to yourself? Who the fuck are you, and where did you come from?
Well, I am CALIGREEN2FRESH, y'all, and I've been here on Carnival Spirits since the fucking beginning. 2011, either 2010, 2011, some shit like that. Been here forever. About 3 years now. I've been CALIGREEN2FRESH in the underground for about 4 years. Yeah, I make music. I'm a writer. I'm a producer. I've made some independent films back in my day. You know, I do it all, motherfuckers. Lived all over the world. Well, United States. But
all over the continental...
All over the continental United States, but one day it'll be the world, you know.
So mainly, you reside like, are you a nomad, or do you just get around like that?
I'm in the West Coast right now. I was born in the Midwest. I went to high school in Hollywood, in North Hollywood High School, Hollywood High School. I was part of, like, Actors Magnet. I was part of the film team. But, you know, I did shit like that even before then. Whenever I was in middle school, I was part of the video audio club and shit like that, all that nerdy shit. School news team, you know, motherfucker.
You were fucking around with video before there was a YouTube, is what you're saying. That's what's up. But besides making videos, the first thing I want to do is ask you, what's up with that fucking mask?
Well, before I can get to the mask, I first got to get to the name and how I got the name CALIGREEN2FRESH. So the man behind the mask, his name is Doug, and forever people knew me as Dougie Doug, Dougie Fresh, you know, and over the years that evolved into Dougie2Fresh, which eventually turned into Two Fresh. And then I was actually locked up for 3 months on some stupid bullshit, and while I was in jail with a dude named DJ Jones Capone, who I found out was actually in a punk band with my uncle back in like the early 80s. My uncle's actually known as the first official punk in my hometown. You know, heavy music background. But anyways, back at the time I was trying to dread my hair, and my hair was green. And I just started the process right before I went to jail. And it kind of looked like collard greens. And he made the joke with me, man, your hair look like collard greens. We should call you Cali Green, because you're always talking about California and shit. You're always talking about California weed. Why don't we call you Cali Green? So I adapted it. Cali Green. And then on the chest, I got the Two Fresh. Well, not chest, the stomach area. But so that's about how that came to be. And the mask, I'm part of a team. We're called Half Hour Stoner Power. And we're working on, we've been for years trying to make something of that. Yeah, you know, it's just really hard getting money together for that project. But we do a thing called China Eye Guys also. And the mask originated from Half Hour Stoner Power, China Eye Guys. I bought this mask originally to use because we all wear masks whenever we're doing this. We all wear masks. And I lost my mask somehow. I was in Bakersfield and I was going to Los Angeles, and somewhere between the trip I lost the original mask. And This right here is the first Cali Green mask I made. I've got a few laying around. My son's first birthday, we had a baby shower. For my son's baby shower, my bad. I got a bunch of this fucking shirt. Everyone I knew bought me this for my son. So I have like 5 of these Cali Green, you know, things, and I just cut the eyes out of one of them real quick because I needed a mask, and the rest is history.
That's fucking awesome, man. In the clinch, way to fucking make it happen. But that's hilarious. Everybody gives you the same gift.
Yeah, like literally, I got like 5 of this for my son. So, you know, it's kind of a homage to him. At the same time, it was just kind of like in the moment it happened, and I've been rolling with it for probably about 5-6 years now.
That's actually pretty incredible. CALIGREEN2FRESH not only got his name in prison like a fucking G, but he also has that shit tatted on his arm, and there's a very clever, you know, ad hoc situation that led to your signature mask. And I like how it's an homage to your boy. So that's pretty fucking cool. What was your original mask that you said that you lost different?
Whenever we moved where I'm at right now, the people we're staying with somehow had the mask. And I have the original mask, totally different in every way possible. Alright, so I got this mask at a liquor store in the ghetto, and it's straight up a roll-up on a motherfucker mask. You know? This was the original mask that I was supposed to have, which is totally different, adds a totally different attitude to, you know, just me in general. Because I was rolling around with this, you know, it's just total thugged out G, you know, not to roll up on you and rob you or some shit, you know?
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch from that to Invader Zim.
Yeah, right? Which is funny because for Cali Green, I'm always, you know, I try to keep, you know, just the mask, it works with my personality more, basically, you know, as opposed to the original. So it's pretty fresh that that just happened. You know, fate has a way of finding itself.
You've got them all still? All 5 of them have punched out holes, and you alternate? Is it like a mask for a day of the week, or?
I've got 2 that actually have the holes cut out. I got an extra one that's ripped a bit in one of the eyes, so I'm going to, you know, make that into one. Every once in a while I won't be able to find it, and I have a backup.
All right, well, you mentioned half-hour stoner power and your involvement in a group called China Eye Guys. So can you talk a little bit about what the half-hour stoner power was? I mean, I understand that, you know, it's something that never got off the ground, or what all was that venture?
Well, basically, half-hour stoner power, it started with an idea in a hot box. We're sitting in a hot box, and this was right before I moved back to California. And basically the idea just came to me while we're sitting there smoking, you know, passing the bowl. I'm looking around at my homies, and I'm like, dude, I could totally make a fucking show about stoners. You know, this was 2008, I want to say. 2007, 2008, somewhere between there. And I moved to California, and I recruited my boy in on the project, and, you know, MC Skunk Stanky. He actually has a background in film. His dad is, he produces shows in Studio City, like a bunch of TV shows. Not really sure what. He just kind of, he's like, you know, second, third director, assistant director. And then his grandpa is actually the guy who made the formula used for the blood that is used in modern day film, along with the tattoos that they use. Like if you look at like Triple X or any of those movies where, you know, they got all the tattoos, his grandpa invented that shit. So, you know, we came together on the project. I'd worked with him in the past on other shit. You know, I've known him forever. Used to work with him, Universal Studios. I've known him forever. What we were supposed to do is we were supposed to make half-hour episodes. It was hilarious, but fact of the matter is the majority of the people were too stoned half the time to film. You know, all of our people were talented, but they were at the height of their party days. So it didn't happen, basically. And the Forever Living in the 420s, they're originally supposed to be soundtracks to, like, episodes, was what we were going to do.
So you guys ended up making these soundtracks without the episodes, and that's Forever in the 420 mixtapes. You've been churning out mixtapes now for years, so let's talk a little bit about all this music that you've been putting out.
Well, basically, like I said, Forever Living project started because we were trying to launch Half Hour Stoner Power. And what I did was I put an ad out on Fago Lovers, you know, saying like, hey, we got this mixtape we're doing. And I had a lot of fucking responses from people that I ended up working with on this, you know, Ninjas in Action mixtape. I met a lot of these motherfuckers back in the day, like Just Insane, Politicize, who went by a different name back then, Frank Nitty from Project Born. You know, there's a lot of motherfuckers that were on this current mixtape that I just did for CarnivalSpirits that I worked with back in the day. But yeah, I just basically put the ad out there, and motherfuckers submitted shit, and I started doing it every year since. You know, I just put out a Forever Living in the 420. I put the word out, connect with people that I know, which I made quite a few connections at this point.
You've been doing this for 5 years now, and have every single mixtape dropped on 420?
I think it's been 4 years. I'm pretty sure the first one we didn't drop on 420, but the second one was dropped on 420 that same year. So it's been 4 years.
Gotcha. All right. So you debuted 4 years ago, and you've been dropping mixtapes on April 20th every year, living in the 420 style.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the same artists. It's pretty cool because, you know, a lot of the same people we've been able to work with, you know, time and time again. So, and it's pretty fucking fresh, you know. There's a small cult following, very small cult following, but it exists.
Sounds like a gang to me. But regardless, have you actually submitted your own work? Like, has the China Eye guys always been on these mixtapes?
Yeah, we started by doing some skits because originally China Eye Guys was going to be a group within the show Half Hour Stoner Power.
Right, which was supposed to be videos.
Yeah, so that's how, you know, we got into that. You know, it kind of started as a joke, comedy shit, you know, because we all have strong influences with comedy. Me and my homie were both big, like, Andy Kaufman fans, you know, fucking, just all kinds of shit. But anyways, I'm pretty sure it was last year we released it, called the 420 Chambers. I'll give you a link to that Beastmaster so you can link the motherfuckers up. But yeah, we put out one album. You know, we're working on new material. We've been having a little bit of trouble because, you know, I don't live in Los Angeles anymore. So my boy likes to work, like, you know, one-on-one whenever we produce music. But we do have plans on releasing another album. Actually, I just produced some tracks here recently. I'm going to be sending them his way so we can kind of get skeletons going. I used to produce music as Invader Yoshi back in the day. It's just crazy out there electronica style, like, you know, really out there music.
I remember that. I remember your Invader Yoshi videos.
Yeah, like there was no audio. There's no audio whatsoever in Invader Yoshi. It was just all...
Wait a minute, hold on. You mean there was no vocals?
Yeah, no vocals. There's no vocals. Some of the stuff I don't even have anymore. That stuff has been lost in MySpace years ago.
Well, hell yeah, man. I got a couple other questions for you. Let's talk about the Ninjas in Action mixtape first. That's the most recent mixtape that you put out on CarnivalSpirits. You've already mentioned that you've worked with some of these artists in the past. What else do you want to tell us about it?
I started working on this one after Forever Living Volume 5. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do a Forever Living Volume 5. It just kind of happened. very last minute. I threw that shit together like a week before 420, straight up. The reason I was able to make that happen was through Carnival Spirits. I put a video out on Carnival Spirits, you know, basically letting motherfuckers know. And it's a good mix, but I just didn't really have a lot of time with it, you know. I talked about doing a mixtape for Carnival Spirits since the beginning, since I first started with Carnival Spirits, and the time was right, you know. I put the word out immediately after I dropped Forever Living 5. You know, I started searching for people, and some of the first people that hit me up were actually some people that we had interviewed, along with Politicize. You know, I hit up a couple motherfuckers, and the first few songs that we started with were actually Politicize's Darkness Falls. For those of you who don't know about Politicize, make sure to check him the fuck out. That's my homie right there. You know, longtime homie right there. PoliticizeRise.com. Make sure to check him out. He recently put out a mixtape, so he submitted the song Darkness Falls. You know, it features Jason Porter and Mars. Jason Porter on production as well. We got that, and then OS7 submitted their song I'm So High featuring Potluck. And then I got Big Hutch, you know. That song that he put out is from an album called Angels and Demons that he recently released. Make sure to check him out, bigshotmusic.com. But, yeah, his manager was down. So those were the first few songs I had. And then I think I got your song shortly after Beastmaster, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to start going after tunnel runners and seeing if some motherfuckers want in on this. So I just started hitting motherfuckers up, you know, and a lot of motherfuckers were able to come through. There were some that weren't. We had announced some people were supposed to be part of it that ended up in the long run, you know, for whatever reason not being able to do so. And it's all good because it's just, you know, this is our first free collaboration mixtape, you know.
Keyword there is it's the first one.
Exactly. Keyword. So, yeah, you know, I just wanted to show motherfuckers what we're about, you know. Wanted to do something for Juggalos, by Juggalos. Straight up, no bullshit. For Juggalos, by Juggalos. I got some of our In the Tunnels interviews to incorporate the Carnival Spirits. Shout out to Scotty Two Balls, motherfucker, for starting the channel in the first place and for doing all those fresh interviews. But yeah, I just started going through those interviews and like picking out key components, you know, from his interviews that were things that I thought Juggalos would like to know about. You know, there was a lot of controversy about Big Hutch and his album, The Only Solution. And, you know, one of the songs that everybody liked was, you know, the promo song, which never was part of the album. So I thought that was pretty fresh.
Assassin, yeah.
Yeah, the Psychopathic. I thought that was fresh, you know, and that was the first one I actually edited. I edited that, and then I did the A and B one. But yeah, I just started pulling shit together that I thought Juggalos would like to know about. The Kung Fu Vampire one that one took forever to get edited because I wanted to make it short and clean, you know, and they ramble on a lot in that interview. For those of you who haven't checked out Scotty's In the Tunnels interviews, you know.
Yeah, I think I might have even helped you chip that one down. The interviews on the Ninjas in Action mixtape are great. They're really just samples, you know, and they're on this channel. Just look for the playlist on Carnival Spirits, In the Tunnels interviews. You know, and we're picking it up. This is season 2, and that's awesome. So you actually dropped a couple of tracks on this mixtape, correct?
Yeah. Basically, right as soon as we announced the release date for the mixtape, my old computer crashed out, and I had to come up with a new one, short, you know, on the spot, basically. So I'd recorded some shit, and you know, didn't get to release it. But you can hear me on Dopamine. I did the second verse on that, which is, you know, me and Panic, which were both from Carnival Spirits. So, you know, wanted to bring that aspect. It's all good. It turned out fresh. You know, we got some more music in the works. I also, the man behind the mask, produced the Drink Mix song and has a verse in there as well.
All right. Nice. So you actually produced track 13. That's the Enjoy track. Nice. Now, as far as your music, you know, mixtapes, they've been getting a lot of good reception. Your next project, you've got a solo EP finally coming out. This isn't a collaboration like China Eye Guys or Dopamine. This is just a solo EP. This is just Cali Green 2 Fresh, the EP.
This project I'm working on, I've been talking about making solo music for years, you know, and never really, just time hasn't allowed it, you know, kind of like Blaze.
Right.
Always got something going on. So, yeah, I got an album coming out. It's going to be an EP. I'm producing it with my cousin, Young Chaos. We started up a little clique. It's called Rebel Art Records. As of right now, it consists of myself, my cousin, Young Chaos. I'm pretty sure we're putting Dopamine out. We're slapping the Rebel Art on Dopamine. And my homeboy, Horror Case, who you can actually hear on the Ninjas in Action mixtape as well.
Yeah, I think he was on Forever in the 420 Volume 3 as well.
He was on Volume 3. I think he was on Volume 4. I've been working with Horror Case for years, since he was a kid. It's like a little brother to me, you know? Shout out to Horror Case. He's doing his thing in Chicago.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Panic, your partner in crime in Dopamine.
Hell yeah, we got another song in the works, actually. It's going to be fresh. Yeah, Dopamine's just kind of fun. You know, that's just my getaway, just for fun. That's like, I put some wicked shit into that. Whereas, you know, my solo release, it's going to have wicked shit, but it's going to be more like a real-life style wicked shit, and no pun intended towards, you know.
Everybody knows how to keep it real. He doesn't have a patent on that word.
Yeah, it's just going to be some straight-up, like, you know, real-life struggle type shit. You know, I've been a gypsy now for 7 years, so.
What would you say are your biggest influences in music? You know, obviously, you're a juggalo.
I'm a motherfucking juggalo, motherfucker. Yeah, no, I discovered ICP when I was like 9 years old, straight up, and my first concert, I was 10, and it was around fucking Great Malenko, you know, whenever I fucking saw them, and Great Malenko had either just come out or was getting ready to come out whenever I discovered ICP, basically. You know, I'm from Evansville, Indiana, which is a big fucking juggalo town. You know, JCW goes there every once in a while and does, like, free fucking events and shit. Yeah, you know, of course I have influence from that. My mom is actually heavy into thrash metal, and, you know, it's just metal and punk in general, and she actually got me started in music at a very young age. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've been interested in music, just plain and simply music. You know, I don't give a fuck what motherfuckers think. I will give you a list of shit that most motherfuckers would be like, oh no, we don't talk about that. You know, like, I know Blaze, he didn't really want to talk about the shit that he listens to in that recent interview he did with Fago Lovers, which, right, you know, it's all good, but, you know, I remember a few years back, J10 trying to put him on blast for, you know, bumping Panic at the Disco. And, you know, straight up, Blaze, don't be ashamed, motherfucker, because that shit makes you who you are. Like, fuck the haters. Yeah, straight up, I started getting into music at a very young age. Kiss was my first concert. They were my first favorite band. I got into them when I was 2 years old. It was Hot in the Shade tour was the first time I saw them, 1989, and it was actually Eric Carr's last tour with them as drummer.
Wow.
But yeah, they've always been my band since I was a kid, you know, and my mom's friend from high school actually dated Ace Frehley throughout, like, the early to mid-90s. So whenever he was in the middle of doing, like, not Frehley's Comet, after Frehley's Comet, motherfuckers, after that shit, whenever, you know, right before he got back together with Kiss, like, I was kicking it with Ace, you know, backstage, straight up. You know, I still got my motherfucking cast where he signed it and shit, but, yeah, I got pictures with him, all types of shit. But, yeah, you know, through connects like that, my mom, you know, helped get us backstage at many concerts all throughout my childhood. The 90s for me was about concerts, and I was a fucking kid. Like, by the time I'd gotten into ICP, I'd already been backstage at Ace Frehley, fucking White Zombie, Pantera, fucking Anthrax, Misfits quite a few times, went to fucking Graceland and ended up running into the Misfits there, kicked it at fucking Graceland, you know, home of fucking Elvis Presley with the Misfits. So, you know, I had a very unique childhood. Fucking hung out with Guar back in the day, like 97, 98. I listened to all kinds of fucking music. One day you'll hear me listening to fucking Bang Pow Boom. The next day I'm bumping the fucking Beatles, you know? Music is art, you know? I'm a fucking artist. I appreciate art. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, man. And you did say that you were influenced by Andy Kaufman.
Definitely.
Did you know his partner just put a book out? Andy Kaufman talked a lot about faking his own death. And in this book, he reveals that he wasn't going to half-ass it if he did it. If he did it, he said he was going to do it for 30 years. I mean, it's crazy. Andy Kaufman's old partner put this book out because he believes that the time is up. It's been 30 years now, and he's like expecting Andy Kaufman to come back any day. And it's just like, what's his name? Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber 2. Did you see the preview for that where he like pretends for 20 years that he's in a catatonic state, and then he comes out, he's like, I was just kidding. Like Andy Kaufman just might be alive and come back. He's been like, haha, I've been pretending I was dead for 30 years.
That would be the fucking ultimate, you know. Andy Kaufman has always been a fucking genius, you know, and that would be so amazing. I would love that.
There's firsthand accounts of him actually planning this, and maybe he really did die, but there is a chance that he just went hiding away for 30 years, plotting his return.
You know, we can hope for the second.
That would be fucking crazy if Andy Kaufman somehow made a return. I mean, it's a whole new world now, so what's he going to do, pop up with a YouTube channel? Like,
or go back to WW Now E, because he did wrestle for a while there.
Right. Well, this has been an awesome interview, dude. It's very cool to hear about your past, your come-ups in music, and, you know, it sounds like you've got a pretty ambitious plan for further mixtapes and albums. Do you have any kind of ballpark estimation on when this shit's all dropping? When can we expect Ninjas in Action Volume 2?
Well, Ninjas in Action Volume 2, you can definitely expect that sometime next year. Not, you know, going to throw any dates out because I'm not sure.
All right, so that's nothing coming soon. That's going to be 2015.
Yeah, there's, you know, we have a secret project in the works. I don't really want to touch too much on that. As far as Dopamine, you know, just whenever me and Panic pull some shit together, only the future knows what's in store for, you know, Drink Mix.
Last question I have for you is, what else do you want to tell Carnival Spirits audience, you know, before we wrap this up?
Well, motherfuckers, you know, there's a lot of fucking craziness going on in these days, you know, in our Juggalo world. And, you know, people who've been part of it from the beginning know that the hate has always been there. This is not just a new thing. There's a lot of new motherfuckers coming in. Yes. You know, like new people discovering the Dark Carnival. And, you know, for all you old schoolers, it can be frustrating. Don't let the motherfuckers get you down, you know. And for the new schoolers, keep that fucking head up, because, you know, I know what it's like being judged based on how old you are. Or, you know, I was 9 years old when I first got into this shit. You know, a lot of juggalos, they were all older. You know, I was the youngest, so I took a lot of heat back in my day for my age, you know, which I think is why I'm a little more lenient on new schoolers as opposed to some other people. But, yeah, just keep that fucking head up, hold your hatchet high, be on the lookout for my Alien EP, that Volume 2, fucking Ninjas in Action. Shout out to everyone who helped make that possible. Shout out to you, fucking Beastmaster, for that dope cover. I'm pretty sure I threw the idea your way and you just ran with it, and it turned out way fresher than I could have ever thought. So shout out to you for that.
No doubt.
Make sure to check out, you know, the mixtape if you haven't already. Shout out to OS7, fucking Kid Crusher, Politicize, Just Insane, Hatchet Head, Bloodtooth Records, my homie Horror Case, Chris Lucas, you know, everyone that was part of this fucking project. Shout outs to you.
Shout out to Knothead. Shout out to Maddie Cypher. Shout out to Big Hutch.
Hell yeah. But, yeah, this Ninjas in Action movement, we're rolling with it. You know, motherfuckers want to be part of it. Check us out on Facebook, you know, / CarnivalSpirits. You can check us out. We got it all. We got it all. The YouTube, the Tumblr, Instagram.
I like the sites that promote music, so check Carnival Spirits out on Reverb Nation, SoundCloud. You know, everything's always on YouTube. You know, check the playlists.
Hell yeah. Be on the lookout for more fucking dope interviews, because we got a lot lined up. I've got a few lined up, a few artists. So, oh yeah, shout out to Dirty Grim, fucking Genocide Entertainment. Fuck yeah. This
has been an interview with CALIGREEN2FRESH in the tunnels.
Whoop whoop.
Yo, thanks for joining us. We'll be back with another interview soon. And, you know, give us your feedback in the comments and make sure to subscribe. See ya!